All right, my friends, I hope you're doing well. I want to share in this short video two things that just kind of tips and some potential options for when things go south as you're working on your custom die cast. So the first thing I want to start with is JB Weld. So some of you guys use screws, some of you use some other products to put the cars back together after you take them, disassemble them. But I like to use JB Weld, and I'll mix them, with these products here, the steel and the hardener. Mix it on here, 50-50, and then I'll put the car back together with a toothpick. Mix it in here and put it back together. Well, the other day, maybe it was last week, I was working on a different car than this one, and I was kind of holding it in my hand, and I had the JB Weld pulled up here, and inevitably it slipped out of my hand and went plop right in the JB Weld. So, quick pulled it out, had a glump of JB Weld here on the roof, and I started wiping it off. How do I get it off? And it was just a mess. So I took it over to the sink, I got some water, and just started putting a whole bunch of water on it, and it came off. I was actually really surprised. So I didn't have any soap, but just water was able to clean it off. And sure, it took a little bit of the shine away from the glossy paint surface, but that's not a problem, right? You can just add some clear sealer to it and gloss it back up again. So the tip is, if you're working with JB Weld and you get it on a spot that you don't want it, sure, wipe it off, but I don't think you want to press too hard, because it might lift the paint right off if it sits for too long. You want to move quickly, get water on it, get a paper towel or a tissue or something, and then wipe it off. And if it's still on there, get more water on it and keep wiping it off. And the water will help lift it off very nicely. And so that's tip number one when you're working with JB Weld, and if you happen to get it on a painted surface where you don't want it. Yeah, that was actually a very good thing, because I was staring at, having to disassemble everything, stripping it all over again, painting it all over again, and back to square one. Alright, so that's tip number one. And if you have a tip on cleaning up JB Weld, please post it in the comments below. Always great to share different ideas and different lessons that we learn. Now the other one is this 99% isopropyl alcohol. So, to be completely honest with you guys, I sometimes play the Xbox 360. It's been a long time. I like to play Halo 4, and I've got a couple Xbox 360s. Had a Red Ring of Death, yada yada yada. If you guys know the story about those. So anyways, I decided I wanted to buy some isopropyl alcohol, try to clean up the circuit board, and see if I can get it working again. No luck there, but that's a whole other story. Regardless, I went ahead and used some of this to clean up one of my paint brushes that was kind of stubborn. So I've got some paint thinner, and it was stubborn, and there was actually some kind of caked on paint. I think it was kind of a latex paint that had been used to do some touch-up around the house, maybe corners of a wall or baseboard or something. Trying to clean it in the paint thinner didn't really come out. It had been caked on there for a while. I put it in this, and oh my, it started loosening up right away. So what I recommend is, if you guys, and sure, this is not inexpensive isopropyl alcohol. I think I got this off of Amazon for maybe $8 or $9, maybe $10, this 16 fluid ounce bottle. But it really did a number on cleaning that brush up. And sure, I had to work it in and do multiple cleaning efforts, but it really cleaned that brush up much nicer than the paint thinner did. So tip number 2, consider investing in this, or maybe you have some around the house. What you can typically get at like Walmart or Target is the 70% or something like that. It's much less, but this is almost pure. This isopropyl alcohol, 99%, is really good at cleaning up your paint brushes. And of course, if you're working with electronics, this stuff is what you want to use in cleaning up circuit boards and other things. So yeah, guys, that's kind of what a couple tips I wanted to share with you in this video. Work's been really busy. I haven't made a whole lot of progress on much of late. I was finishing up a few cars that I had started. Sam's got his on the way. Here's a Chase Briscoe Global Mustang, and here's a Kyle Larson Bullseye Target from, I think this is 2016. I used a Kevin Harvick donor, so it's on this this little display shelf there. And then I've got a couple Xfinity Mustangs, building this Bubba Wallace loudmouth exhaust. Just put a coat of sealer on it, and that is coming along relatively nicely so far. This is odd because I didn't realize, but the fuel door is on this right side of the car, so I imagine that this is for like a Watkins Glen or some road course race. And then the other one I'm working is another Chase Briscoe. This is the Ford Performance Racing School Xfinity, one of his playoff cars. And so this is a little bit of a challenge because you've got the red lower valence and then the red spoiler. And like I've said many times, painting red, it can be a pain. Trying to match it up to the red decal is a pain. So I've got to do that here relatively shortly. But yeah, so those are the ones that I'm working. I've got I showed this. This is the Matt Kenseth, 15 years of racing, Home Depot, making that for you, Michael. And then I've got another car that'll eventually probably end up on eBay. This is the Justin Allgaier number 7 Hellman Sam's Club decal set that I got from Mr. James. And so just started working some of the decals on that one. Alright guys, that's where I'm at right now. And I will stop the video now. Appreciate you guys liking and subscribing. If you haven't subscribed already, give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Trying to get to that 1,000, and I hope these tips are helpful to you if you're looking at cleaning up some JB Weld and cleaning up some paint brushes. Those are some things that I've learned that can be very helpful. So, all right, God bless and take care. We'll talk to you in the next video.